company here, I don't know, how would you say this, Bestarc, said they got this new plasma cutter. I mostly do woodworking, so Pops over here has been doing metalworking since before I was born, so I figured if somebody knew how to see if this was worth the money or not, he would. So we're going to test this out today. So what we got is a 110 35 amp, 220 50 amp plasma cutter. So let's see if this thing's any good. We were doing an unboxing video here, but really we opened the box up and everything is in one piece, so there's really not much for an unboxing.
Alright. So what we got here is hose, I guess air hose in case you don't have a fitting. It's gonna be the clamp.
And this one has the 220 plug, but then if you don't have 220 in your shop, you just plug it in and then plug it straight into 110, and there's no conversion or nothing.
Like little tips and whatnot, consumables.
All right, so looks pretty simple. 2 wires, 2 connectors, and a screw fastener. So very simple machine to get up and going. And we'll see how well it produces. That's the most important thing, is how well it'll actually cut. Okay.
And this is probably the pilot arc.
Yeah, I mean, it does have an instruction booklet, but it looks so simple, I don't even know if we need the instruction.
That's old folks. We just like to hook something up, and if it's simple, it's simple. If it's not, read the instructions. But yeah, it seems like that's simple enough. Believe it, that's good and flexible, like I say, you know, long enough to reach. And,
so, yeah, that's what, probably over 10 foot.
you're not going to be sitting right against the machine to work, so when you pull it out.
Yeah, that's a pretty good size lead. I don't know what they normally come with. So you got a lot of working area there, and like you said, it was real flexible and soft, not too stiff.
Okay, I like this. It's got like a ball connection on that end there.
That'll take away that fatigue trying to where it's fighting against you all the time. Let's, I think that's all we need. Just about to get it plugged in and see if we can find something to cut around here. All right, so we got 110 hooked up.
110 on a 20 amp breaker, air hose on, which I don't think we're going to run out of.
All right, so that's on.
Let's
See, we got some lights going through, doing some checking. So it looks like it's 15 amp. So we're going. So this is the lowest setting that it has, a 110, 15 amp. We're going to try it on some of that. What's that, 1/8 inch there?
Yeah, we're going to start out with a little 1/8.
Okay.
So I try to keep the videos as short as possible, but all the cutting I did not speed up. Everything in this video is going to be at real time. It may make the video a few seconds longer, but that way you can see how long it actually takes to cut.
Good. Got a little slag, but you know, that's just part of it.
So is that the pressure turned up, or the amperage turned up, or that's feel about right?
I don't know. A lot of people, you know, I'm not sure on all that. I don't worry about it because usually you just pump stuff.
Okay.
It makes right off, so it's, you know, it's good clean cut.
So that's on the lowest setting at 110. Try that's 1/4 inch now.
Let's see here. This piece of 1/4 inch here.
Okay, well, we got a piece of 1/4 inch. We're gonna try it at the same setting, or you think it needs to crank up the
Let's try it and see what it does with the same set, and then, you know.
And we always crank it up.
Yeah, I always crank it up. It's cutting all the way clean.
So according to instructions, it's supposed to be cranked up a little bit more. So that's cutting that 1/4 inch on the lowest setting. So we got the machine set to 30 amps. We're still on our 110. we're at 30 amps now. We're up to 60, but when we pull the trigger, it's dropping to 50 where it says it should be. So let's go. We're going to try this 1/4 inch again at the settings that the book said.
You know, it's one thing to be with brand new metal in a perfect atmospheric environment with everything set perfectly, but if you're like me, you know, we're out here, we're cutting rusty metal, that's what we got, and you know, we're not going to have that book with us all the time. So the reason why we're kind of doing this is more of a real life of what you can expect if you just grab this machine. You know, you've got it in the corner of your shop, and then when you need to cut something, you're going to grab it and cut whatever you have.
Cutting it where it says you're supposed to cut at, it seemed like it's cutting pretty smooth there, huh?
Oh, yeah. Very low slag on the bottom of it.
Let's see, we're still on the 110. What was the thickest it said on the 110? Let's see. 110 saying about 10 millimeters, so that's be about 3/8. So this is a piece of 3/8 there.
Yes, 3/8.
Here, let me check and see what the settings are supposed to be here. That's saying it go up to 40 amps. So we'll crank this up to 40 amps. Oh, so 110.
35 is tops probably at 110.
Okay, yeah, because on the side of the box it said, so that's maxed out at 110 on a 110. We'll see what that does on a 110.
3/8.
3/8.
Like I say, this is dirty, so it's not like new metal. I know
Some
it's
people.
great to work with new metal, but this old metal is what old folks.
If you had access to 220, it would definitely be better if you was to be using 220, and that way you could go ahead and crank the machine up. We found the higher running amps definitely cut it a lot smoother, but with this, I mean, this came out to be almost a perfect cut for 3/8, which is the max capacity that stated for 110 with this machine.
No complaint whatsoever.
So that's just running on 110. Well, just for you know what and giggles, you want to take and I know the 110. It's basically 3/8 is as thick as it's saying. See if it'll do the 1/2 inch on.
1/2 inch right there.
We'll try it out on the 110 and then see what it'll do with the 110. Then we'll hook it to the 220. But I noticed that the pressure in the book said for 10 millimeters it was 50 to 65, and then as it was running, we was still running at the 50. So we cranked it up and.
Yeah, sometimes the books are right. You know, if you follow them books, they put them directions for a reason. But you know, sometimes as old folks, we try to bypass the system. But sometimes it works, but sometimes it don't.
What we found was, even though the machine says that it only cuts 3/8 on 110, we put it at max amp, which was 35 for the 110, but then we went ahead and cranked the air pressure up, like it stated that you should be running with the 220, and running about 60 psi air pressure on 110. This thing cut this 1/2 inch metal with no problem. So if you only have access to 110, you can cut the 1/2 inch. Just go ahead and crank that air pressure up a little bit, and then it will do a sufficient job.
All right, so we're gonna convert this over to 220.
110 off.
So there's no dip switches. There's nothing inside the machine we got to do. All we got to do is just pull
Together what it's telling us. So you know,
all right.
this is right straight off. Same plug I use on my welding machine. So
All right, so we got it. So that was our conversion from 110 to 220.
I mean, you can't beat that. Which you know, I know a lot of
So we need to
hobbies.
we'll flip this power back on. And then for the 1/2 inch is actually 12 millimeters. So that was saying it should be running about 50 amps. So we were way down on that. But now we can run up to 50 amps and see, try that 1/2 inch again and see.
Yeah.
See if we can tell the difference.
Yeah, and like I say, you know, I'm impressed with the little machine right off the bat, you know. Like I said, I've got that old one that I've been running for, what, 20 years, that type.
That's something to be said about this new technology. You know, it's coming in a more compact form and a whole lot cheaper.
Absolutely.
I believe it actually only took about 15 seconds to cut this piece of 3-inch wide 1/2-inch piece of plate metal running at 220 50 amps. So to me, that's pretty darn good. If you don't think so, let me know.
Can't beat that.
That's a pretty clean cut for some 1/2-inch metal.
I'm telling you.
Now, I'm not a welder, but that seemed like it didn't take but just a couple of seconds.
It cut a lot faster than what I was anticipating.
All right, so now you said that stainless steel is...
Sometimes cutting stainless, you know, with a cutting torch, you just have to melt it.
All right, so this is what, 1/4-inch stainless plate here?
About 3/16 a quarter, something like that. So we're going to see what this does. And like I say, we're on 240, so
So if you need to cut it back, we can cut it back. We'll try it and see what happens, huh?
we'll try it, see what it looks like.
So if you made it this far in the video, why don't you go ahead and leave me a thumbs up and let me know that you like this, or leave me a thumbs down if you don't. Just let me know what you think about this video. Did it provide you the information you needed if you're looking for a plasma cutter? Also, if you've got any hints or tricks, you know, put them in the comments. It'll help me be a better metal worker. But, you know, other people read those comments too, and your comment may help somebody and not even know it. So definitely, if you find some value in this, you know, let me know. And if you would like to see more videos like this or other videos, you know, put it in the comments, because I read every comment and I try to respond to every comment that I can. And if you have any experience cutting stainless, let me know what you think about this.
It's pretty good to me. Like I said, it's got a little slag on it, but that's, I mean, it, you feel there, it's very, very little there. So.
All right, and so you say you got this old grater blade?
This is a grater blade off old bulldozer type motor grater. I use it time to time making chips for bush hog blades.
So this is supposed to be some super hard metal, huh?
It's hard because it's made to cut gravel. It's got a sharp edge here. And this is what I cut these out. I weld them on bush hog.
So that's what they grade the blade on the grater to grade the roads down with, huh?
Absolutely.
All right.
It's got to be tough to last doing that.
So if this little machine will cut that, then I think that's definitely be worth it at that point, huh?
Oh, yeah. Just want to be sure, because like I say, this is now what I do on mine.
I tried to find some information on what kind of steel this blade was, but all I could find was that it's high carbon steel, not necessarily a rating. So if anybody knows what kind of steel this cut blade off of a grater is, put it down in the comments and let me know.
Well, that didn't seem like it took much to cut it.
Now this is a cut with this little machine. This is a cut I use with an old cutting torch. It was set like it should have been. So that's how jagged my torch is. And this, so this is definitely gonna be an asset to work.
And we ain't even got the machine cranked up as high as it'll go, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're still hooked up to our 220. We've got the machine set on 50 amps. And something I hadn't noticed is you've got on the machine here, this green is where your air pressure should be set for 220, and now it's right here when you press the trigger. So it's up a little bit now, but when you press the trigger, it comes down. And then the white is at 110. Now the machine's supposed to be able to cut 5/8 inch metal, and we got a piece of 3/4 inch key stock right here. So as you can see, that's a piece of 3/4 inch. So this is thicker than what the machine's supposed to be able to cut. We're going to see how close it comes to cutting this 3/4 inch stock. All right, so let's see what we got. So it looks. So it almost it cut all the way through. It's just right on that little corner
One
right
little
there.
dot there, but
But you could always hit that up. So I would say that, and that's just right at the very end. It's catching, missing that the corner. But I mean, if you had to cut a piece of 3/4 inch with that, I think it would work for you.
it would cut it because it's cutting it all the way except right at the end. But you know,
All right, so we've been testing out the little machine here. Pops has been over here cutting. Like I say, he's been doing this 50 years, and you know, we got almost we cut all the way through the 3/4. It's just right at the bottom little corner right there. Didn't quite go through, but I mean, it's blowing all the way through on that 3/4. Which, and again, it said 5/8, but the 1/2 inch, no problem.
cutting it like glass. I mean, that's just, you couldn't ask for a better cut there. And just on that type of steel, which I do from time to time for people, you know, as compared to this, because I cut it with a torch and then I've got an hour cleaning up. This, I can cut it in 15 minutes. I'm ready to weld.
So what was you saying about this little machine? You think it's worth it, or we need to chunk it in the garbage?
I wish I'd had it years ago instead of paying $1,300 for one that's 3 times as heavy and 3 times as big and cuts thinner metal.
I don't know what they're doing, but they're getting smaller chipmunks or something putting in these things, because they.
I am well impressed with the machine.
All right, well, you know, so.
Like I say, thumbs up to whoever's building them. So.
All right, well, I guess we're going to just leave that machine here, and that's going to be your 75th birthday present for me. And
Sounds good. Like I say, you know, old people like these new toys, but you know, the older we get, we can't pack these bigger machines around.
ain't no need in packing them when these little ones will do more work.
I like it. I am well impressed with it. It's